So if you've been following my story, I recently got a 5-day eviction notice on the 24th. But the thing is, it's not signed, so it's not even legal. On December 1st, I will be 3 months behind rent. This happened because my hours were cut at work to 16 hours a week. They said they would notify me to replace my second client so that I can make 30 plus hours a week. And I have not been notified. So I went up there on Friday, and once again, they're telling me we'll contact you when we find a client. This is the bullshit ass 5-day notice that I got. As you can see at the bottom where it says affidavit and proof of service, that first blank line, somebody's name is supposed to go there. That's the name of the person that hand delivered me the notice, and she did not put her name there. The bottom line is supposed to be signed by the person that delivered it to me, and that was not done neither. I was told you can't get kicked out in the...
So let me just address something before she continues, because I'm going to just be honest. In my opinion, she's attractive, right? She's attractive in my opinion. Listen, attraction can be subjective sometimes, but I feel like for the most part it's objective. So I say this to say, I'll give her another compliment. I think she has some amazing cheekbones. I think her cheekbones are very attractive. And best believe there are some brothers who's watching right now, as well as who have met her before, who are dying to be able to just kiss all over them cheekbones, right? Now, I say this to say, why are we choosing to do life by ourselves? Why not only dying to kiss on them cheekbones, take all that stress off your shoulders, right? And funny enough, I mean, she's getting evicted in Chicago during the cold months. And it's kind of funny because when I look at her, she kind of looks like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, that's the first thing that I think of. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, let me see. Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me see real quick. So, let's see. Yeah, that's what she looks like. Both of those. She looks like Nightmare Before Christmas, right? In my opinion. But still, in my opinion, attractive nonetheless. So why choose to do life by yourself? You're 3 months behind your rent. I mean, are you, are you conventional in that like men? Why not get with a brother out here who's also looking for a woman like yourself? I know you have to have some suitors. You know what I'm saying? But let's just finish out what the rest of she's saying. I know I got off script a little bit.
The wintertime in Chicago, but there's rules to that. So it states here, the Cook County Sheriff will not enforce evictions during specific winter moratoriums. I don't know what the fuck happened here, but the audio went out, but it says temperature-based moratorium evictions are also suspended on any day when the outdoor temperature is 15 degrees or colder, and it's also when there's extreme weather, and this is what it's looking like outside, which does buy me some time. We're going through a winter storm warning and the temperatures are dropping daily. And in order for me to get assistance paying my back rent, I have to have a legal eviction, or I have to be financially sufficient, meaning that I need another client so that I can make the hours that I need to make to continue to keep a roof over my head. So right now, time is on my side. Thankfully and unfortunately, because I hate the fucking snow and I hate wintertime, but it's snowing and the universe is doing what the universe does so that I can have my time extended to figure this shit out. So if
you hate the winter, you hate snowing, you're in Chicago in the dead of winter and you're about to be living under a bridge somewhere. This extends far beyond hate. And this is what's so sad about it. Man, like, who wants to see, y'all just out here under a bridge in the dead of winter in Chicago? But apparently, like she said, I don't know about Chicago, but apparently they have some type of safety blankets for people so they don't end up just basically dying in the cold. Because if she gets evicted in Chicago in wintertime, she's probably not going to be able to survive. A lot of people won't be able to survive, but definitely not her. So I guess that's a great thing that you can't get evicted like that. But at the same time, why are you trying to fend for yourself? I mean, think about think about the Vikings, man. I feel like there's a correlation between cold winter and just savage people, because to be able to survive under those constraints, I feel like that just gives you a different level of just toughness and resilience in life. But I don't think she's prepared for that. And, who knows if I would even be prepared for that, to try to be trying to survive in the snow. Hey y'all, before we get into the next video, I just want to ask if you could like the video. It helps more than you know, and it only takes a millisecond. So if you could like, I'd greatly appreciate it.
A recently unemployed single mom of 3. I've been unemployed since November and actively looking. I am currently, today we're going to go to social services and see what programs are there to help me, as I am behind in a couple bills and I have an eviction notice. And since I'm actively in therapy, I asked my therapist for some resources and she provided them for me. She was really nice. I called, out of the 5 that she gave me, I've called like 4 of them. 3 of them were without funds already. But if you or anybody needs programs in the Durham area, I have some programs that are still offering, that still have funds for light. So if you're behind on your Duke Energy bill in the Durham County area or Durham or the city of Durham, you can DM me privately and I will give you that information. Having a little bit of morning coffee.
That's
I'm gonna
wild.
get all my paperwork together, take a shower, coffee.
That's wild.
You can DM me privately and I will give you that information.
Look,
Having a little bit of morning coffee.
that's crazy. She literally has the Nightmare Before Christmas cup. We just talked about the other person, Nightmare Before Christmas, and she has a Nightmare Before Christmas cup. Look.
You can DM me privately and I will give you that information. Having a little bit of morning coffee. I'm gonna get all my.
And funny enough, she kind of looks like Nightmare Before Christmas too. But listen, man, sidebar for a second. If you're over here, you're over here for a reason. My channel is called divineXunbound. That's not just by happenstance. Listen, you're on the right side. If you're over here, trust me, this is something that you can follow, something that you can continue to watch, and it's going to be exponential. So, yeah, I mean, we'll just leave it there, but let's get back into the video.
Paperwork together, take a shower, and then head over there because it's getting a little late. First rule that I like to always go by is never look physically how you feel internally. So if you feel completely down, don't look down. Don't look physically disheveled. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Put your makeup on, do your hair, take a shower, get out of bed. That'll do so much for the soul. So let's get on the road. Hi, I'm back. So that took a total of 45 minutes. It was, I don't want to say easy, but I just think that the way they did it before, I know it's much easier to send everybody like online now, but there's a lot of like raza that doesn't know Spanish or English in the application. The only physical application that I was able to do was for food benefits, and that was just like a here, take it, fill it out, and we'll call you in 10 days. The rest of them, they told me to finish them online. So I do have the availability and the understanding to do that. But unfortunately for like our raza, it's not as easy. There was a lady in there in the application for food benefits was in English. She's like, I need help with this because I don't understand. Thankfully, the lady there was really nice. There's a lot of bilingual people, so that helps. But they can only help us so much. Let's see. Wish me luck, y'all. The benefits that were offered to me, though, they were very knowledgeable and they did let me know. I told them my situation, what was going on, and she's like, look, I need you to apply for XYZ program. So my kids were already on Medicaid, but I am applying for Medicaid for myself so I can continue receiving health care. I am going to apply for the Work First program, and they told me to call for rental assistance. That is a little discouraging for the rental assistance based on the information that I was given. But let's see how this goes, guys, and wish.
This is a lot. I'm not going to lie, y'all. This is a lot. She's going through a lot. She's trying to figure it out. And I would say, I don't know how many kids she has with how many men. Maybe it's just one man. But I just feel like we need to be a little bit more responsible with before we just breed. Because now you have these three kids that are dependent on you, and your way of trying to figure it out to be able to take care of them is just by you being privileged to live in a country to where we have so many different resources for women, might I add, because I don't think I have all these resources. Anytime I've ever been in a place to where I was like in limbo trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, I never even thought it was an option for me to go outside of myself and that people were just going to be there to support me and blanket me. But my goodness, at a certain point, it's just like, don't take on more than you can really handle. And don't do these type of self-inflicted things to yourself, which, I mean, worst case scenario, each kid that you have is going to be 18 years of your life. That is a huge commitment. So when you take on huge commitments like that, I would like to see you have a certain degree of intentionality and that you really made sure that, yeah, this is serious. And then when we see that things don't work out, I feel like it should be a very easy thing to explain to where it's like, oh, my husband died, or something crazy like you found out dude had multiple personality disorder or something you just couldn't control. He was perfect when you met him, and then he just had multiple personality disorder to where it's like, okay, well, we understand, and it's one dude, keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
After 2.5 years of being homeless in the shelter, you finally find an apartment and you moved into this apartment in April. And as of January, you're threatened with eviction because management fucked up your lease. And so they're making it seem like I have to move out of here the end of January, when in reality, I moved into this apartment in April. We agreed on a 12-month lease, which means that doesn't even make sense. But then, that's not even the kicker, y'all. Imagine you go to HRA and they tell you the portion you've been paying that you owe your landlord isn't even the amount you thought it would be. I've been paying this man more than I was supposed to. And the audacity of him to fix his lips and try to tell me he wants me to go to HRA to sign a new lease with him. I say that to say, y'all, I'm over it. Like it's like struggle just don't stop. I'm tired. I say this to say, y'all, if y'all know any buildings that accept City Phelps vouchers,
Hmm?
please help, because I'm basically either gonna end up having to get evicted or move out and go back to the shelter. I can't. It's not just me. I have an elderly mother. I can't take this shit. I really can't. Like, I need some.
Whose daughter is this? And well, she's with her mother, I guess. But this just ain't it, man. Living like this. Listen, she said who accepts vouchers. So that kind of tells me that she might be on Section 8. And I just wish we could evolve past this. It's not as hard as we make it seem sometimes. I mean, not only do we live in the best time ever in life, like literally, you have AI now. If you cheated all throughout high school, you have AI. You can become the best cheater in the world. And not only that, Year after year, it only gets better. You don't even need a college degree. I would say people with college degrees today are the ones who have it the hardest because they spend all that money and the degrees don't even mean anything anymore. You can go online and take courses now that you could pay affordable rates in order to take, and that will position you right into a career. So why do we become so comfortable with the struggle, with this rob Peter to pay Paul, with all these philosophies when we're in the age of technology? You have a smartphone. There's a you have so many possibilities. You have unlimited options. But yet we're still stuck in these potholes that we just can't seem to climb out of. So, I mean, I could go on for days about this, but we'll leave it there. Like the video, please. It helps more than you know. And then also, if you could hype the video as well. Hyping is a new feature on YouTube where it helps smaller content creators and it actually pushes us to the same capacity as it pushes the larger content creators. And then also Patreon is linked below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.